Behind Stamped AF. It is Wednesday, July 28th. Can you see? I'm like, It is 7:32, and I apologize about that. My computer didn't want to let me in. It's like, oh, you forgot your password. Your account is locked for 1 minute. I'm like, not right now. I hope everyone is having a wonderful week. I've got kind of messy hair. Just got to check. Make sure I'm live here. It looks like it. Let me know if you can hear me, you can see me. Give me some thumbs up. I am just pulling up something that I need to print to go over. Dave has a neighbor and one of his buddies in the backyard. So I went out to say hi, and then I'm like, I gotta go. It's 7:27. Okay, where are you hiding? I know what I'm looking for. I just don't know what I named it. Where did I put you? There it is. How's everybody doing? Are you having a wonderful week? Can you hear me? Let me print this. You're not going to be able to hear me for long. So I got my second dose of my COVID vaccination on Monday. This arm got much bigger range of motion now. I had like 2 inches yesterday and the day before. Well, not really Monday night, but Tuesday. And now the swelling, there was no swelling before, but now my armpit is swollen. I cannot tell you how uncomfortable that is. Something that's supposed to be like concave is convex. Not comfortable. Hello, everybody. I'm seeing all the comments. You can hear me okay? Good, good, good. Hello, hello, hello. Why aren't you printing? I said print. Is it on the right Wi-Fi? It is not. That's why it's not printing. So now I have 2 different Wi-Fis, and all my printers and label things and everything are on one. So now it's printing. And all of this stuff is on a separate one. So yeah, my armpit is swollen. It is very uncomfortable. I'm feeling much better today. It's so funny because I had a quick nap after we ate. And it's funny because I can fall asleep like that for a nap. Not when I go to bed. Toss and turn for 2-3 hours, and it's driving me crazy. I think part of it is that I can't make it now without a nap, and it's messing up my nighttime sleep. Okay, that didn't print out fantastic, but let me flip this around. Now you should be able to see both. Hey, how come you can't see my hands? Bear with me for just a second. Let's make sure this is on the right Wi-Fi network. Whenever it's not connecting, I will tell you it's because of Wi-Fi. And that's exactly what it is. So now that oh, I'm sorry. Cover your eyes for just a second because I can't cover both. So I almost want to teach this stuff now that I've got it all figured out. But maybe not. Okay, so I wanted to show product shares. You can see the pricing. Now this is only if you're in Canada. Let's zoom in just a little bit here so you can't see the edge. So I am doing something different this time around, and I'm offering team pricing. So whatever discount my team would get, whether that's 20 or 25% depending on their level, they're going to get a discount on this. Now I just realized that this is the annual catalog. That's not the one I want, but they are going to get a discount. Where are you? There it is, found it. Now I wish I could just share it to here, but I cannot. Okay, so I have almost everything from the shares to show you. Now I did, hi Linda, I did show last week. Hi Susan, hi Feline. Yeah, Barb, that's what I think too. And I think it might be a good thing because then it's really getting into the system, right? Once it gets to the lymph nodes, it's like, psh, we're just going to push you out everywhere. So I'm hoping that's what it is. Me too, Lori. Thank you. It's good to be done. And you know what? Yes, exactly, Roz. Aw, thank you, Cindy. My little sprout. I will take every side effect if it means that my son doesn't have to get any. And so far, so good. I was sick in the middle of the night. I felt sick all day yesterday. I've got this going on. I mean, we both had a very small range of motion, but I will take it all if it means my son doesn't have to go through any of it. So I've got my little sprout. So my hair looked awful this morning, and I was saying to a coworker, because we did a surprise Teams meeting, like, yay! I said to her, so if my hair looks really bad, it's because basically all I could do was take my hair to my arm, because there was no range of motion, and go like that. But I don't think you can see much of it. I have the cutest little jumpsuit, I guess it would be. It's not really overalls. Like it's like a overall sweatsuit kind of thing. It's so cute and comfy. Now, what I've noticed, you've probably noticed that I've been wearing overalls, shortalls. I'm obsessed, but I will tell you that with denim, they have that nice big pocket there, right? It covers everything. Like if you have a bit of a belly hanging over, don't worry. But if there's no pocket there, it's like it accentuates every flaw. So I'm going to sew pockets onto everything. Okay, so getting back to this, I want to show you, I had 2 new stamp sets arrive. My spirit animal arrived today. Right? I like squirrel syndrome like no other, so I can't wait to play with this one. And then also Time of Giving. Now this one has not seen a whole lot, but it's also kind of early. But it is going to be a great many season one. Maybe not all seasons, but it's got the snowflakes, and you can use these with the tailor-made tags and make tags with little cutouts. So there's snowflakes, there's pumpkins, there's Santa's sleigh, and then there's some ornaments, and you've got leaves. 2 of them have coordinating stamps. Yes, only 2. And then the rest are just accentuating dies. So Time of Giving. Now we're not going to use either one of those tonight, because they were supposed to have arrived yesterday and just arrived today. Now, squirrel! So my product shares. I'm doing them a little bit different this time, in that usually what happens is I place that order like the first morning that the catalog goes live. But to anyone who's not a demonstrator, it's not really fair because you haven't seen everything, right? So I thought I'm going to wait just a couple of days. Now I do have one share that's already full. So for those of you that already signed up, let me know if you want yours sooner, because I mean, I've ordered all this stuff so that I can show it to you. But for my team, if they have a 25% discount, instead of paying $48 for level 1 DSP, they're going to pay $36 instead of $48. And I list all of the DSP here. Now there is one Blackberry Beauty that is not available yet, so that will ship separately. However, that being said, in the leaders group, there has been some conversation about what if that paper just doesn't come. So if that happens, I will refund you that portion. It won't be, like, it won't make or break it. But if that happens, know that I've got you. So there's also a DSP level 2. So that is all the specialty papers. Now that does not include the Whimsy and Wonder, which has some silver in it. Like none of the ones that are up here, like the Whimsy and Wonder, Peaceful Place, they're specialty papers. I'm like way specialty. They're over the top. So the silver foil specialty pack. So I've got all my shares cut up, so I'm going to show you. So if you get the level 2, you are going to get 1 6x6 of each of these, because there are only 1 12x12 of each of these. So split between 4 people, it is 1 6x6. So this one's like, I want to say it would be like a Highland Heather, but matte. Maybe even, I don't know. It's like a very deep purple. I know it probably looks silver there. And then this one is a very shiny purple. I'm sorry, you're getting reflection. Maybe if I hold it up to my shirt, you can get the accurate color. And then this one's silver. So you get all 3 of those. You get the brushed metallic cardstock, which is a carryover item from last year. You will get the red and green foil sheets, which are also a carryover. I would have loved to have known that these were carrying over earlier because they all went in my BOGO sale. So I don't have those. The snowy white velvet sheets, I will show you those because they are part of a suite. The gold shimmer vellum, like all of these, you have to see them. And this is a great way to just get a little bit of it, because with this one, you're going to get 2 6x6. You'll also get the black glitter paper. That's a returning fave from last year. And then the Cork specialty paper. Now we are going to have a play with this tonight. So those are the specialty ones. If you're getting the ribbon share, you will get 2.5 yards of, is it 2.5? Yes, 2.5 yards, which is 7.6 feet of each of the ribbons, because they're all 10 yards. So I will show you those as we go. And then the embellishment share. Oh, I didn't realize I put those in there. There are 1, 2, 3 cute star adhesive backed sequins. Oh, there are 3 things in here that I don't have yet, but to get a quarter of everything, you will pay $28 if you're a customer, $21 if you're a team member. Now, all of these include, shipping will be on top of. So if you're getting all of them, it will be based on, like, we'll probably do a small flat rate box, so it'll be under $20 for shipping. But we'll figure that out. No need to apologize, Linda. So let's go in order of the catalog. Now, like I said, I don't have everything. For this one, I don't have those gingerbread and peppermint acrylic shapes, but I will. So this is the gingerbread and peppermint DSP. So everything will come packaged. It will have a label on it. It will have the item number, and it will have the price. So if you decide that you need to have more of this 6x6 paper, because this one is a 6x6, or more of this real red mini ruffled ribbon, which, let me tell you, is a pain in the arse to roll. So I'm doing something different with my ribbon because of this one. And then those acrylic shapes. So basically you get a sweet sampler, because these will be together. They'll be tucked in the bag with the embellishments. You'll know that this all goes together. Okay, so that's gingerbread and peppermint. Then we have Painted Christmas. Now this one has some gorgeous DSP, and it has this cherry cobbler and gold ribbon, which, oh my goodness, it does not do it justice. It is so much softer than it looks. You think because it's gold that it's going to be harsh, but oh, it's so soft. And it really is pretty. When you're looking at it head on, you don't see a ton of the cherry cobbler. It could almost pass as all gold. So I'm so happy because I take part in my shares as well. So now I have all the ribbon. My ribbon shelf is full again, complete. Okay, so that's Painted Christmas. Now that one will have the gold holly leaves. I only had so much money to put into all this out of my own pocket. Next will be Whimsy and Wonder. I think this is my favorite. So Whimsy and Wonder will have this gorgeous Blushing Bride frayed ribbon. I will tell you though, it kind of looks more Flirty Flamingo than it does Blushing Bride, doesn't it? Love that ribbon. And then the Whimsy and Wonder, this is definitely my favorite DSP in the catalog. It's got that iridescent sheen to it. I've already ordered another pack for me. And then you will get a sheet of these snowflakes as well, iridescent. And can I just tell you, hi Vi, hi Melanie. I saw someone using the negative space. You can die cut some words or some more snowflakes. So don't let that negative space go to waste. Next is Sweet Stockings. So this is the DSP, and I'm not showing each piece because one, I would have to open this up, but I also showed that last week. So here is that Pool Party, what are you called? Pool Party striped grosgrain ribbon. And then the matte enamel dots. Is that it? Is that what they're called? I don't even think I have those on there. Shimmery sequins. Yeah, this isn't on here, but they definitely will be. Whoopsie. Okay, well, that's good to know. Next up is Peaceful Place. I cannot wait to get the bundle that goes with this. So this is the Peaceful Place DSP, and this is one that has silver in it. Hi, Cheryl. It has got the beautiful white glittered organdy ribbon. So if you remember the black, this is the same, just white. And then we've got those subtle shimmery sequins. Now, I think when I did this, I was thinking that the cloche shaker domes would not be part of it, but those brushed metallic, sorry, the matte dots will be. And then this is that, so many names to get to know again. Snowy white velvet sheets. This is like a full sheet of flocking. It's awesome. Okay, so that is Peaceful Place, and there is a gorgeous stamp set that goes with this one. Now, the next one is Blackberry Beauty, and that is the one that is currently unavailable. We don't know what the status is on that one, but this is the ribbon that goes with it. There is an ephemera pack, but I'm not offering that as part of my share. I figure that if you want an ephemera pack, you want all the pieces, and they are really hard to split up. It's not equitable because it's not like there's 8 pieces of each thing or 4 pieces of each thing. It's like 1 of this, 2 of that. So those ones I don't offer. Next is Cute Halloween. And the reason I'm doing this, hi Jennifer, is that I still do have spots available for my shares. I want you to see how they're packaged, although the final touch isn't on there. I always add that cute little label with the name, the price, the item number, and a small image. But I want you to see what you're getting. So this is a quarter of everything. So this is the Cute Halloween DSP. You're getting the black and white gingham ribbon. And those, sorry, I don't have the names memorized yet. Cute Stars adhesive backed sequins. That's easy to say, isn't it? And they are iridescent. Aren't they fantastic? Okay, next is Harvest Meadow. Now I've messed everything up. So this has, this is the diamond weave ribbon. It's a crocheted ribbon and it feels amazing. We've got the brushed metallic adhesive back dots. Now I imagine you're going to want more than this, but this is a great way to try out a suite. This is the Harvest Meadow DSP, and there is a stamp set that is fantastic. I'm still not sure I'm going to get it, but we'll see. And then again, that Cork specialty paper. So this is part of my level 2. Now, if you're getting all 4, you are going to pay $135 plus shipping if you need it. If you're a team member, you're going to pay $100 plus shipping if you need it. $100. You can't go wrong. Now, was there... The last one is the Heartwarming Hugs, and these are both carryover from last year. So we had this DSP last year. We also had this sheer ribbon. I'm so glad that this one's back. I love it so much better than the satin real red ribbon that we have, but that's it. So that is what you'll get if you get all 4 levels of my share. So if you have any questions, let me know. If you need the link to sign up, let me know. I've got so many things going on right now. So the deadline for the end of summer celebration retreat is this Friday. We're placing the orders, like hopefully the end of day Friday. I might wait until Monday morning for mine because I'm not going to expedite an order on Friday when it's not going to ship till Monday anyways. Because over the weekend I'll be like, oh yeah, I need this and this and this and this. Like, just me. Maybe this one's me because I don't have a nut. So let me know by Monday. I want to get that ordered Monday morning. What else is coming up? The deadline for festivity delivered using the Penguin Place bundle is coming up on the 5th. So for all the people that have been asking me about festivity delivered, I know I've had a number of team members that have purchased all 5 months. I know I also have some customers. I don't know if I'm going to reach this far. My cart doesn't want to move. Let me grab the punch. Penguin, 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 where are you? Up here. I have a number of people asking me if they can see all of the stamp sets or the bundles so that they know what they're ordering, if there's any that they're going to have to substitute. Oh, that's awesome, Melanie. Remind me about that, Jennifer. Funny story. So this is what we are using in August. I have 2 fantastic cards. You want to see them? Tiffany will have her 2. So the deadline for this is the 5th. And, oh, my daughter just, oh, look. My daughter texted and said, do you see my comment on your YouTube? Ah, hi, honey. I keep forgetting to do this. I need like a producer here to sit and do that stuff for me. Because I have such a squirrel syndrome, I can't do it all. Okay, so this is August. If you want to just purchase August for now and see what we have to offer on Festivity Delivered, totally understand. You don't have to pay upfront for all 5 months. If you do purchase all 5 months for $45 a month, plus shipping if need be, you will get $25 in free product in December that you get to choose. I don't choose it, you do. Okay, so that's the penguins. I can't remember what the next month is. If I hadn't had a nap and then gone outside, I would have probably gotten that stuff prepared. Hi, Pam. Hi, honey bun. Where was I going? I don't remember. I will show you the cards. I think we're doing delivering cheer in September, and that is this cute one that I showed you from last week. My hair's a mess. So it's this lady in a skirt or a raincoat holding gifts or a bouquet or a tree. But I feel like when she's holding this tree, the tree needed to be taller. Otherwise she's like this big. But this is what we're going to be using in September. Someone can tell me what the rest of the months are, but Linda says, hi, Megan. Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't remember how to pronounce your name. Is it Inik? I'm going to butcher it no matter what I do. I'm sorry. I will tell you that is one of my pet peeves. I hate when people mispronounce or misspell. Misspelling drives me nuts. Okay, bud. Because it takes like 2 seconds to double check. Like, really? I'm not E-L-Y. I'm not Ash-O-Lee. Okay, so Festivity Delivered. We've got a cute little scrappy strip technique with that cute little fox. And then, are you ready for this one? Now, this one may change. Thank you. Candy canes is December. Yes, Melanie's got them all. So, Holly Jolly Wishes, Angel of Peace, and candy canes. Okay, so this one may change a little bit on the inside because I don't know if Tiffany knows what I did on the inside. Okay, so action wobble, and I feel like I might have put it on backwards. Remember, I figured out which way to put it on, and I'm like, big on the bottom, thin on top. I don't know if I did this the right way. I think so. Anyways, it is another mini slimline card. So if you saw my YouTube video on Friday, last week was a bonus because the Global Stampin' video hopped. And I did this You Are Mermazing. This is the one that I did in the video because it's super dark. But this is a mini slimline, so it's not as long as the other ones. And I do give the dimensions for those envelopes. I am addicted to mini slimlines. Addicted! So this is a mini slimline fun fold. So we've got that little snowbank panel. We've got this little one with our penguin with the stamped and fussy cut scarf. And then on the inside, I Like You a Lotto. I probably shouldn't be showing you all of this, but I put a little gift card in there. So that part is entirely optional. Anyways, that is Festivity Delivered. We don't know, I can't show you Tiffany's cards yet, but I want you to know that if you're on the fence, that is what you can expect. 4 projects every month. You're going to get 2 each of those 4 projects. So you're making 8 projects each month. And you know what, stamp sets. And you know what, if you don't want Penguin Place, you can replace it for something else. Shortened, it's Een. I can remember that. Huh. I'm going to tell you right now, if you couldn't already tell, I'm very squirrely today. We'll blame it on the COVID shot. So this was the first one that I did. And I really want to do something in between the super light background and the super dark one that I had. But that was my first one. And look, I didn't even have my mermaid nails yet. Okay, what is next? So Blends Club is on hold while we're doing Festivity Delivered. I actually goofed and I bought extra for Creativity Delivered. So if there's anyone in Canada that wants to get, Vi, it's Ley. If anyone wants to get a Creativity Delivered kit, let me know. I ordered an extra pack of DSP, one of the in color gems, and some extra adhesive sheets. I can't count apparently. So tonight, oh, one more thing. This is like the world's longest intro. So for the Sweet Stampin' Connection, time is running out to get that for free. So if you make a purchase with me by the end of July, so Saturday, you can get the tutorial to make these 2 projects along with 2, 4, 6, 8 other projects. Is there 10? I want to say there's 8 or 10. So you will get these 2 projects and then the other ones that are in there. So our theme was Christmas in July, of course. And then same thing with Stamping Society. So if you place an order, or if you're on my team, you already have this, but if you place an order with me by end of day Saturday, you will get the tutorials to make these as well. Well, this one you don't get a tutorial. This one, it was on my blog and it's very simple. But if you have questions about it, I'm happy to answer. So one of them had cherry cobbler with a whole lot of Wink of Stella on it. And then the other one was that ombre specialty paper. This was the Poppy Parade, but the very pinky end of it. Doesn't it look stunning? I love it. Love it. Okay. So Ian, we have 3 dogs. Thank you, Megan. Thank you, Jennifer. You're not going to believe this. So you know I missed my doctor's appointment, 2 weeks ago? Because all morning I'm like, don't forget the doctor's appointment. Don't forget, don't forget, don't forget, don't forget. Come in here to plug in my phone because that's where my charging cable is. And I come into 3 missed calls from my doctor and 1 or 2 missed calls from my daughter. Called the office back crying, saying, ironically, I was calling to be tested for ADHD. Can he fit me in? No. So my last appointment was on Monday at 11:15. I sat around until 12:15 with my phone right there. I had my watch set for the alarm. I had notifications. I was sitting there. And then 12:15, I'm like, I could call the office to see if he's running behind. But if he hasn't called me by now, he's running behind. Well, no, because when I went to check the email, it was actually supposed to be in person. So I've now stood him up twice. So now, next Wednesday, I have a phone call appointment with him. I've set like umpteen reminders. And this all just goes to support my case, right? ADHD, hello. So I was crying. I was crying so hard when I called the doctor's office. I'm like, I did it again. I said, the emails like say that we are now in code red. They haven't changed since the beginning of all this. And I said, you know, it wasn't until like 45 minutes later. I'm like, actually, I think it was like a solid hour. I'm like, why hasn't he called yet? And then I look and, because you were supposed to be there. So, yeah. Cheryl, which one is that for the PDF? I am ordering a little handheld portable fan on Amazon. I think maybe tomorrow. But you don't want to see my swollen armpit. Okay, so tonight, finally, like legit half an hour in, we are going to use some of that Cork specialty paper because I haven't played with it yet. And it feels like, you know, the craft wrapping paper, like you can get craft paper on a roll. That's what it feels like on the back, but it feels so cool on the front. And it looks much more red in person than it does in my phone. It looks yellow in there. So I thought I would use this bundle because I haven't yet. And if you're looking at the Harvest Meadow DSP in the new catalog and the coordinating bundle, I think they'll work very well together. So I thought, yes, you absolutely can. Cheryl, are you on Tiffany's team? I thought you were, but maybe not. So I'm going to let you choose your own adventure. I have 2 sheets of the Harvest Meadow DSP, one in crushed curry and one in crumb cake. And then I have some of that pearlized paper. I always want to say pearlescent, but I think it's pearlized. So we're going to use those 2 together, or this DSP with the gold shimmer vellum. So you tell me. Both are going to include the cork. So you tell me, do you want crushed curry or crumb cake? It's not even like we can do CC. Oh, Fran, you missed me gabbing for half an hour, literally, about product shares. And also, if you don't have a catalog and you live in Canada and you're not working with a demonstrator, I would be happy to mail you a copy. Some of mine have gone out. I've had a couple requests trickle in since, so I'll send them out as soon as I can. I hope it doesn't freeze on you either. I can send... No, you're not too late to order, Fran. I have 1 share that's full, but I mean, I can have multiple shares. As long as we have 4 people, we're good. So no, it's not too late. I can send you the link. Crumb cake, crumb cake. Whoa! I think we have a winner. Now, my other question. So this is choose your own adventure, but different than I've ever done it before. Because remember when I've been like, choose your own adventure, but I had no freaking idea what I was doing? Well, I mean, it's kind of the same. But I'm giving you options. So we're going to use the crumb cake with the pearlized paper. Now we're going to use the Picture This dies, and you know I love these. You know, I don't know if Karen's on here, but hi Joan. Let me know, do we want circles or do we want rectangles? And just so that you know, it's going to go in the cork. So we can have rectangles in the cork or we can have circles. Interested to see which way you go. Oh. What was I going to share next? I don't remember. I don't remember. Still haven't had aspartame. This is SodaStream Black Cherry. There's like 45 calories in a cup, but I'm like, I need caffeine. But still no aspartame. I think it's been like 3 months. But I know Carolyn's not watching. Circles. Kathy says rectangles for a change. I know, because I use the circles so much, right? Holy moly. Okay, so we've got... right, Melanie? Okay, so we've got 2 for rectangles, 3, 1 for circles, 4 for rectangles, 5, 3 for circles, 6 for rectangles. Okay, so we've got 7 for rectangles, 3 for circles. I think because everyone is doing circles, and I mean, I have done my fair share with these Picture This dies already. So if you didn't see the picture from last week, this was the finished product from the Facebook Live, but I sat in the living room and I colored these. I actually colored in the background because it was too stark having all that white in there. So I colored them. I colored around their paws so that you couldn't see how close I had fussy cut. And then as a final touch, I put a little bit of fine tip glue on the eyes and nostrils just to kind of bring them to life. And then on the inside, Life is Better With You, with that cute little bird. And hello there. And it's not your standard easel. It's the one where it kind of flips back on itself. So it just closes like that. So that is the final one. Okay, let's do rectangles. I'm with you. I feel like all I've done is circles. So the cork is going this way. I'm not sure that it makes a difference. And I did see there was a demonstrator that shared in the demonstrator group yesterday that you can stamp on this. She actually used early espresso ink. I'm just going to cut this down to Actually, maybe let's leave it 4 1/4 by 5 3/8. I will tell you that when I went to cut this down to 6 by 6, it was not even. I think because this is very much a man-made material, it was not a perfect 12 by 12 square. Yeah, a lot with circles, right? Can I reach? Of course, I forgot what I was saying. I was telling one of the ladies at work that just called me Dory, and she laughed. I'm like, no, seriously. So good news about my job. I found out last week the mat leave that I was covering, she's now moved into a different position. So my position is permanent, finally. 2 years, actually 1 week shy of 2 years. I found out that it's permanent. I'm sorry for the camera shake. This is why I don't usually do this on here. And now I'm thinking, finally find out it's permanent, and now there's this job coming up that I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't mind that. So stay tuned. Okay, now I hope you know that whenever you use these picture this dies, well, in anything that's a double, that you can use those rectangles. So we can pop these out, and I will put them in my scrap drawer or scrap tin for another project. You don't need to throw them out. They will work great. I've kept like almost every single circle that I haven't needed from this. It's fantastic. Okay, so now that we have figured that part out, I just wonder if that's not going to go. Let me move my keyboard. No shaking. No shaking. Oh, yeah, I'm hot. Should have ordered that fan already. So I'm kind of, I don't know how I'm going to do it yet. I might do vellum just to tone that down a little bit. I have seen someone that embossed it to take the pattern down a little bit. I remember what I was saying. So you can stamp on this, but you need to heat set it. It won't dry otherwise. This woman said she had ink everywhere because it does not dry. And she just used regular ink. She didn't use StazOn. But we're not going to stamp on it because we are going to use this lovely DSP. Now the other question I have, I've got all my shares over here, so now I can't put my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine over there. So if you have this bundle and you haven't used it yet either, there are some amazing dies. I love this little tag. Love, love, love it. It's so small. There's not much you could stamp on it, but there are so many great long dies in this set. Can't believe I haven't used it yet, but it's peer pressure that made me buy it. Hi Jenny, hi Diane. No shaking from using the, what's the SC? Oh, I know, right? It's because this thing is on a very shaky stand, but usually I would go over there, but right now, let me show you. Right now, that workspace is covered in DSP. But I will stack it all up later. I've got paper here, paper there. So, I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to work that out yet. What would vellum do? My vellum's not there. I also have swaps that I have to do later this month that I haven't figured out. See, I think it needs vellum or it's going to be a little bit too busy. But what I was thinking was we die cut these in a neutral color, say crumb cake, or we could do this. I think this would look pretty nice. Or we color it. You can use sponge daubers, you can use blending brushes, you can use whatever. So what do you think? Should we die cut it from this pearlized paper? I needed the caffeine boost, and we had nachos for dinner, so I have to have pop with nachos. I love my SodaStream. But since I'm not drinking aspartame, I don't have a whole lot. Okay, I'm going to cut this guy down to, I think we'll cover the whole card base. So we'll do 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I think I'm going to grab a very vanilla card base. We'll keep this little offcut for the inside. I like to bring in some of the DSP from the outside to the inside, just to carry it forward. It might be basic white on there, but nothing wrong with doing very vanilla, right? So let's take it down. Let's do 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. So after, I don't even know how many months, my son is starting his day program next week, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. He'll have Mondays and Fridays off, which works perfect because I have Mondays off in the summer. So just need to see if I can work from home on Fridays. But he is excited to get back. I think it's been so long, and the poor kid has only had me or his dad to keep him company. Like, he watches a lot of movies and he Googles a lot. Like, if you ever have the opportunity to play trivia with him where it's movies or actors, you want him on your team. But he is excited to start socializing. He wants to find a girlfriend, and he and I are actually watching Atypical on Netflix. If you've never seen it, it's about a boy with autism. And like the very first episode is about him talking about wanting to date. So the first season is all about navigating those waters. And I think Diane, all you missed was me blabbing for half an hour. Nothing new. Product shares, the retreat deadline, whole bunch of reminders. And just more squirrel syndrome and Dory, because I can't remember. Okay, color them to get some accents. So I think I mentioned this before. At work one day we were talking about, I kind of brought up the question, like, is there a dating app for people with special needs? My son is not autistic, but he has an intellectual disorder. So, I mean, in some ways it could appear as on the spectrum, but it made me wonder, like, is there a specific dating app for someone that has those challenges? Because, I mean, do you mainstream it? I'm not sure. I think that could be difficult. So I don't know. I'm anxious for him to get back to program and meet people organically, because when he started going, there was no one going. It was very much skeleton crew, and I'm pretty sure that's what it's going to be now as well. The manager was saying that they are starting to open, but very, very slowly. Thank you, Linda. Our biggest issue? Getting him to go to bed at a decent time, because during the pandemic we brought TV into his room because he had to isolate for 2 weeks at one point. And I mean, what are you going to do in your room for 2 weeks without TV? And I spent a lot of time with him because no one else could. And I mean, what are you going to do? So I did spend time. We did a lot of puzzles. I'm sure I told you about that part of life. But the TV has stayed in there since then. And now it's like trying to get him to turn it off at a reasonable time is not easy. So we set the timer. Last night, his movie finished before his timer went off. So he turned it off and lights out and he went to sleep. Now I will say he still woke up at noon. So I don't know how we're doing this next week when he's got to be up at like 7 something. Stay tuned. Okay, I think we have probably enough flowers. Now, I will say that I don't have... Oh, awesome. Was it... I would be really... Yeah, I know, I think so too, Diane. Was I not here? Marissa. I will tell you that I was thinking it was going to be the circles that were the winners, so I was basically going to have one of these like popping up. So I'm not entirely sure how this is going to lay out. Like, do we put some of them in front and some behind? This reminds me of like a sliding door. We could have them kind of coming out, but it is a lot of that pearlized paper. But I kind of like it. I'm worried about coloring it and then not having that pearly. Oh my gosh, you can't see my armpits anyways. I'm not going to lift them up to show you, but it's too hot. I think because the air conditioning doesn't really blow into this room. I mean, I've got a vent, but it's not pumping. Okay, so the mat was 5 3/8, so we need this to go to at least 5 1/4, but I want to take a little bit off of both sides. I don't want to have too much at the top or too much at the bottom. I think they're probably pretty even now. I find this with both the rectangles and the circles, you want to take any excess off slowly. Take a little bit off of each side. If you want it to be centered. If you don't want it to be centered, then go to town. But it would be a shame to go and cut this without giving it enough thought and then wrecking it, because you only get two 12 by 12s. So if you're doing a share, you only get two 6 by 6. And I have had some of my team members say that the reason they don't get shares, this was 4 by 5 1/4, right? Is that they don't want the paper cut to 6 by 6. And I would love to say that I have a solution to that, but the only solution I can think of is that you would have to get like multiple shares. So I think for those that want 12 by 12, they are going to stick to getting the packages that they really want. And I mean, you could do a share of everything else, but I think if you know that there are certain ones you want, get those ones. I'm going to trim this one down to 5 1/8 just so that this vellum doesn't hang off. So we'll do 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. Okay, and I think I'm going to use liquid glue. I'm kind of worried about what Stampin' Seal would do to this. What? The new trimmer? I just said you weren't going to see my armpits. What is it here? It's 26 degrees. It's actually nice. You know what? I would turn the fan on, except then it means I got to open the door, and then the dogs are going to run in. Brandon's going to think I'm done. Dave will think I'm done. Door closed means basically on air, stay out. Okay, so I've said this before, I'll say it again. Whenever I use glue with vellum, I always just burnish it with my finger to make sure that it has made contact. Hopefully not with finger on glue. I don't have a baby wipe. See, I think all this rambling comes down to me being not lonely, but not having a lot of adults to talk to, because Brandon only talks about movies. But when I was, so I'm getting my second shot, and the woman's talking about how we get our electronic card, like the vaccination record. And I said, you know what? I'm not concerned. I don't want to leave home. I don't care about getting that card. Is there a card that tells me I can stay home forever? Because give me that one. Okay, so we are not going to see a whole lot of that DSP on the 4 sides, but that's okay because we're going to see it in here. I love that it looks like wheat. Dry, 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 dry. So what do you think? Do we leave them? Or do we add some very neutral, non-floral colors? Why not use basic white colored behind the vellum? Oh, I could have. Too late. I was thinking about doing an alcohol background, and perhaps I will do that the next time I use this bundle, I did alcohol last week, so yeah, I hear you, Diane. Yes, Ian, there's supposed to be a sampler, right? So that you can get a little bit of everything, decide what you really, really want, like the Whimsy and Wonder. I've got a whole pack to myself because I'm like, I'm gonna love that stuff like crazy. Thank you, Pam. Kind of thinking if we did like Bumblebee and Mossy Meadow, like if we do earthy, maybe some cinnamon cider. Or would cinnamon cider be too dark with this? So this is the part where we're just going to fumble our way through. So I'll get some sponge daubers. Now, you can't, if I don't say so, I say now. If you don't want to use sponge daubers, you can use blending brushes, but I have a feeling that these might be a little bit easier to use. I am not looking for any of those colors. So in case you haven't seen this before, this is just like an embroidery floss or tackle box thing. And I know all you're getting is glare. I printed out the names of each of them. And I mean, I don't have many ink spots now. And back when we had the blending brushes, like the, you know, I don't even think I have the handles anymore, so I could get rid of these. But before we had those blending brushes, we had like off-brand Tim Holtz blending things. Where is my cinnamon cider? Do I not have one? So they are by color family. This one is neutrals and regals. The other one was subtles and brights. And then in colors have their own. Apparently I don't have those colors. So it just so happens I have 3 new ones here, so let's grab. I've got the brand new in colors. So we're gonna have cinnamon cider, bumblebee, and maybe we'll use just jade, or is that a little too blue? I know I want bumblebee and tuna. Bumblebee and cinnamon cider. I have a feeling soft succulent might be a nice green to go with these. Now, if I hate these, I'm not going to attach them, just so you know. Let's do the bumblebee on this nice one. And I think the beauty of the sponge daubers is that you can mix colors. So if I want this to be bumblebee and say cinnamon cider, or I want it to be a little bit lighter in one spot, it's very easy to accomplish. So let's grab our cinnamon cider, and maybe I want that little bulb to be cinnamon cider. You could not do that with a blending brush. And there's a little hitchhiker in here. Get out. Let's use soft succulent. My Mossy Meadow is in need of replacement. It has never been a juicy ink pad. Now you do want to be careful because these are rather delicate. And you saw that I started going against the grain. You want to go this way so that you're not ripping those little pieces off. Oh, I think this is going to be nice. That pearl and then a little bit of color. Not too much. Yep. It was the right call. Good call, ladies. What color shall we do this one? I feel like we could bring in a Cajun Craze. What else? This piece will not stay back. Let's do, I'm gonna grab an Evening Evergreen and do this one. I love spending Wednesdays with you. I don't know if I've told you before, if you've been around for a while, you probably know that my Facebook Lives have changed a bit as time has gone by. I used to be very fly by the seat of my pants. Now it is, whoa, once in a blue moon where it's like, okay, you tell me what to do, like tonight. But I had a general plan in mind. But I have gone between doing multiple projects, doing one project. I mean, at the beginning, my lives would only be half an hour. And I watch some demonstrators do their half an hour ones, and I'm like, how do you do it? But I mean, given that the first half hour of this was me just blabbing on about specials and such, it makes sense, right? Aw, thank you, Pam. I know that it is still showing through a little bit. Hopefully I'll be able to show that in the still images, but you can see it. I think that's the beauty, is that you still see that pearl in behind the color. I think if we had kept them just like this, like, it doesn't look like much, does it? So maybe we'll do these flowers cinnamon cider. Maybe cinnamon cider and Cajun craze. There have been weeks where I'm like, oh, I don't want to do this. And then I would go live and you guys you made my day. So it took a long time, but I know that no matter what my day is like, it's going to be better spending my Wednesday evening with you, whether my head was in that space or not. Now this one is going to be a challenge. So I think I'm going to try, I've got just this old paintbrush. Let's try just, brushing a little bit on there. I feel like a water pen could do this. A water painter could do this. Linda, you mentioned something about a new trimmer. Qu'est-ce que c'est? Did I miss something? I wouldn't put it past me. Or do you mean the one that we have now? If you mean the one that we have now, I love it, but there is still room for improvement. I think there's always room for improvement. I'll show you one of the suggestions I have when I don't have all of my blending, my sponge daubers on my case. So my video for this week, if you missed it, was a little treat bag using the ombre gift bags, and it holds little Pop-Tart bites. And it's funny because I just gave one of my team members some of those. It was her birthday, and she's like, how did you know I love Pop-Tarts? And I'm like, I didn't. I usually, if I remember, and I'm trying my best to remember, I usually send an embellishment and a card to each of my team members when it's their birthday. Sometimes I feel like I need an assistant already. Okay, I think I'm going to call that one done. So that was some Cajun craze, cinnamon cider, and soft succulent. So you can still see that pearlized aspect behind it. Now, what color should this one be? Should it be a big bright bumblebee? Bumblebee tuna. We're going to use Evening Evergreen on this one. This card is very much an in-color card. We're mixing this year's and last year's, but they kind of go well together. Bumblebee with the Evening Evergreen and soft succulent. I should have used adhesive paper on this, but I did not. So we'll just use a little bit of glue. What? The blades are absolutely better. They could always last longer. But I mean, when I'm doing class prep, I don't use my Stampin' Up one. I use my Carl cutter because it can do far more at one time, and I don't get all of those little lines. I feel like that one could be cinnamon cider. Okay. I do wish that there were stamps in here that you could kind of fill in some of this stuff with. There is a great splatter one, which I think is the only one I've used in here. But I kind of want something to like fill it in. It's a little too loosey-goosey for my taste right now. knew I was going to forget those two. Okay, so a couple things I would change on this. One, these numbers need to be up here because as soon as you put any kind of cardstock in here that you need to cut, you can't see the numbers. Like, hello. So what I have found is I find the number I need, I back it up, I put it there, and then I will look for whatever intersecting line. If it's 1/4, half, 3/4. But that should have been up there. I did put a piece of tear and tape on here because anytime I was doing a cut where, say you needed to cut from 1 to 3, you couldn't tell where that was. So I have a piece of tear and tape on there. I just didn't peel the side of release paper. Whoa, that's dusty. Speaking of dust, one thing you can do as maintenance for your machine is to run something, maybe not your take your pick tool, but get all the gunk out of the track, and that will help it cut better. If you have compressed air, like a can of compressed air, do that. We actually just got a can of compressed air, but it's actually meant as a dog deterrent. It's probably way more expensive to buy it that way, but anytime they bark, we can press this thing just even a little bit down, and it's like whoosh, and right away they're like, whoa, what was that? And the barking has gone down drastically. So when that runs out, I am just going to order a can of compressed air from like Staples or whatever, instead of spending a fortune through the pet store. Okay, so what are we going to do now? I wish this piece would stay back. Hi, Tina from Boston. There's a small die. Oops, I'm sorry, I'm playing with the microphone. You really like the blades better? They definitely last longer on the new one. Colleen, there's a small die for what? For the middle of the flower. There's like these weird corncob type dies. I don't know. I want a stamp. I want to be able to put like a little grungy flower center in there. Yes, bark deterrent. When you have 3 of them that go nuts because one of them starts it every time. They hear a truck go by, they hear a car, they hear a dog. There's one dog that walks by every morning. He's a Pomeranian. We call him Pommy. Barks the entire way up and down the street. This morning, all I had to do was go, like, didn't even have to press it. And they're like, okay, never mind. We're good. Continue on, Pommy. Yeah, right? Like, I think I'm going to do that next time. But it didn't occur to me until I saw it at the pet store that that would work. Okay, so I'm curious about how to adhere these. This is going to be like a world record for longest Facebook Live with one project. I want some of them to kind of be on an angle. This is feeling very Japanese to me right now. I don't know, is 4 too much? We don't usually use even numbers on anything. I feel like this one is not playing nice with the others. That guy may need to be a little bit shorter. And am I going to tuck it in kind of back there? What do we think about that? I could stamp a sentiment on here. And I will tell you that one of the reasons I bought this was a fellow Canadian demonstrator. I told her if I bought it, it was all her fault. Used this gorgeous text stamp. And I mean, I think it's all like gardening terms. Like, not a lot of it is English, but oh my goodness, it's beautiful. Oh boy. Oh, it's funny because I saw someone say, can we get the metric whatever to in Canada for the, was it for the trimmer? No, the trimmer has both. Maybe it was the Simply Scored. And they said no. And I'm like, I can't use centimeters for much of anything. Okay, so I think it was Linda. Oh, a toothbrush for the trimmer. I love that. Now, the only reason I'm not putting those two together is because I put soft succulent on both instead of evening evergreen on one. Now, I could come in with my blends maybe and darken that up a little bit. not on my card because that's just asking for trouble. But if I just kind of go around the border, is it making a difference? Maybe a little bit. I'm not going over the whole thing. I'm basically just going at the edge. It needs some definition. I don't do well with these kind of sets where it's kind of left up to your imagination. I need borders and rules. Okay, that's a bit better. A little bit. That layout. Okay, you know what? I think I'm just gonna go for it. Maybe we'll just put a sentiment on the inside. We've got thinking of you, you're too kind, heartfelt love and caring thoughts are with you. Maybe we'll put Dave's inside making coffee. If you can hear that sound. He can never just, that is him emptying the filter. He can never just turn the water on like he's doing right now and rinse it out. Bang, 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 bang. Drives me crazy. We're gonna put you're too kind on the front. Crumb cake, or is that gonna stand out enough? Let's do soft suede. Get the measurements on. Oh, so I didn't actually get anything on there. This is just a really long piece of tear and tape, like 12, 13 and a half inches. So put your tear and tape on there and just don't pull the release paper off the side. Otherwise everything will stick to it. But if I were to take this off, it's just adhesive. So just put a piece of tear and tape on there, and then these numbers are already on there. You just can't see them. So put that piece of tear and tape on there and you will be able to see them. I really think, and please don't take this the wrong way, I think Stampin' Up! Is an amazing company, but I think that too often they rush to market. Like there are things where if it was tested just a little bit longer, by more people maybe, it would be better. Like I really think we had the numbers on the top. Why did they come off? I don't get it. And the Stamparatus, I mean, there's things with probably most tools where we're like, why'd you do it like that? But we're not all going to think of the same things, right? But sometimes I think it's a little too quick to come to market and something could have been changed. Okay, I'll clean that up after. Need to be careful that I don't smudge that. We'll close this. Yes, stick with me. I'll show you some tricks along the way. Are we gonna pop this up? That's a lot of dimensionals. I'm gonna say no, we're not popping it up. I know you can't see all the mess, but my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine is literally right here. I've got the stamp set and dies right there. Like my workspace is closing in on me. And I think the last 2 or 3 bottles of Tombow that I've had have stopped working about halfway through. So this one, I had finally cut the nozzle. I'm like, no way, man. I'm not losing more Tombow. I know you don't cost a fortune. You last forever. Like you go such a long way, but no, I am not okay with losing half a bottle again. So I used my fine tip glue pen, got the dried glue that was in there out, and then cut the nozzle a little bit. Focus. There we go. An hour and 10 minutes for one project. But seriously, talking though, right? I'm going to cut that off. And basically, I'm just going to put some glue in some strategic places. I am not going to put glue on this whole thing. I would recommend using adhesive sheets. Hindsight is 20/20. Come on, you were just working. See, and then that happens. It doesn't work, and then I get way too much every time, ladies. Every time. Okay, so this one's going to kind of be coming from that corner. I cut it funny, but that's okay. The other ones will cover it up. Oh, now I've gone and put that one there. I think we're gonna make, ooh, should I just keep it the 2? I think we're gonna keep this one much lower. And I've lost my darkness again. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I love that we are mixing media here. Ink, blends, my bangs. My hair looks like a hot mess now. Seriously. Come on. Okay, this one's gonna stand up tall, almost all the way to the top of the card. And then this little guy, we're just going to rip some of that off. Put some glue on here. And call it a day. So while I'm putting this together, don't forget that the deadline for the retreat using the Sweet as a Peach bundle and Plentiful Plants and the bonus class using the garden birdhouses, the deadline for that is this Friday. My order will probably be going in first thing Monday, so I can extend it a little bit. My numbers are nowhere near where they were last time, so hint hint. Festivity delivered deadline is on the 5th, and that will be the same for every month, like September 5th, October 5th, November 5th, December 5th. Blends class is on hold. Creativity delivered. I've got to get those couple of kits together, and I do have one extra. And I could split it in half if there's 2 people interested in getting a smaller kit. I ordered too much paper and the adhesive sheets. Dum dum dum. Okay, this is not sticking. And I don't know if this is going to be a cork thing or just my stubborn glue not coming out. But if you're finding it's not sticking, just use a glue dot. That'll help. Could use a bow as one final thing, couldn't it? All right. The one that I need is right where you are. Bumblebee, or should we use that new crocheted one? Carolyn, I thought you were going to bed. Thank you, everybody. Remember the rule of 3. Yes. So should we use this new crocheted one, or should we use Bumblebee, which might be a little bit too close to that? Sorry, I'm squinting. My ribbon is right where that light goes. So I have to squint into the light to see what I could add. Shade. Shade? You mean crochet? Let's tie. I think this might have to be a knot. I don't know if it's going to tie a very nice bow. It is thick because it's crocheted. Thick. Thick like a milkshake. It's cute though. Now I know these are wildflowers. They wouldn't be all tied together in a bow. That adds some definite height. Let's see about just a knot. Knot, Bumblebee? Okay, what do you think about just a little knot? Well, that's probably not going... That's not knot. It's not going to make it any thinner, but I kind kind of like it. At least we could pull it tighter. Glue dots. I'm tempted to cut that piece of hair off. Okay, and this is just going to cover that little seam at the bottom. We'll cut this just a little bit shorter, although if it were to go in an envelope, it's not like this part wouldn't fit. It is ribbon after all. Oh, I like it. I felt like it needed something down there. Now, I could do a sentiment in here. I probably should, right? I'm not going to put the sticker on the back, and watch, I'll put it totally crooked. What do we say? Heartfelt love and caring thoughts are with you. Does that really go with "you're too kind"? Yeah, I think I'm going to leave it alone. I don't want to stamp a sentiment that I don't love in there and then ruin all that. That took almost an hour and a half. Okay, this little flower's kind of sticking up pretty high, but what do you think? For something that I only semi had planned out, do you love the cork? I love the cork with the picture this dies. And this was my first play with the Quiet Meadow. Like I said, it was total peer pressure that made me buy it. And you know when you buy one of those sets and then you're like, what am I gonna do with this? I'm going to case everyone else's amazing ideas. Okay, that is all. I'm gonna thank you so much for watching. It took a while, but it was a great way to connect, right? And I am thinking, I know I mentioned it last month and I don't know if I got the answers I was looking for. It could be that I got them and I missed them in the comments. But I am thinking of doing a monthly class where it is called Craft and Connect. Now, I'm thinking that if it's in Canada, like only Canada, then it can be product based. If it is, can I do worldwide? I guess I could if it's free, right? If it's a free class. I just want to know, like, are people interested, like now that life might be getting a little bit back to normal? Do people still want to be able to connect? I mean, for me, I'd like to be able to connect virtually because being in person is exhausting. But let me know, is that something you're interested in? If it's a free class or if it's, I don't know. I haven't worked out all the details, but mostly because I'm not sure how much interest there would be. But just some time to sit and craft together. Maybe it's just catching up on projects that we have to do. I don't know. Okay, I will see you all next week, I hope. Thank you so much for joining me, and have a wonderful rest of your week. Bye.